As long as the credits keep rolling in, life's good.
For the players.
I am not gay. I am not gay. I am not gay. I am not gay.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Has she gone or is she here? Kathleen Kennedy's employment status is queer.
What are you doing?
Adjusting your breasts. You fainted and they shifted all out of whack. There.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's really ready to go. Okay, Cicely! Okay, Cicely! Okay, Cicely! Take me by the hand, take me by the hand. Okay, Cicely! Take me by the hand, take me by the hand. Okay, Cicely! He, him, they, them. He, him, they, them. Some people just call me Fluffy. Me by the hand. The ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. What the fuck is he wearing? It's not Halloween. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. Fucking sizzling. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. Oh my god, I'm bending the head. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. Oh my god, like yeah. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. Hey darling, you can smile more. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. That's what we fucking do. Fuck off! Ooh, take me by the hand. Ooh, Mr. Ocean Man. Ooh, take me by the hand. Ooh, Mr. Ocean Man. Yeah, she is all gangrenous. That's cute, you massive fucking soy cup. He, him, they, them. Superficial bollocks. He, him, they, them. Spider monkey fucker. Some people just call me Fluffy. Holy shit. Yard, 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 yard. It's Captain Gay. Yes, of course it's Captain Gay. Yard, 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 yard. It's really ready to go. Here's some Hollywood horse bitch. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. Kitty fuck. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. Fucking sizzling. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. I'm gonna make one of your main balls. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. Oh my god, like yeah. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. Beat him into submission. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. Yada 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 yada. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. You got me. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. So fucking crazy. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. Fuck off. Fire, fire, big pants, flyer. One of them. So that went well. Let's move on. She's like, it's God damn, I hate this. I can't say the word tampon. Who fucking... There is nothing I love more. Taking my headphones off, fuck that. Bethesda, there is nothing I love more than to fire up a brand new RPG, lose myself.
Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what?
Fucking pronouns! I love nothing more than to be dragged out at every fucking conceivable opportunity so you can fucking current day us. Current fucking day! Fuck off! We can't see past our own fucking reflection! That's the level of our narcissism here at Bethesda. Twat waffle! That's all you fucking are! Twat waffle! Fuck off! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day Californian shit! Cause that's all we fucking know! Cause we're boring! We're so fucking boring! You're boring! You're fucking dull! You have nothing to say! Fuck your immersion! Guess what? Fucking pronouns! You take everything we love and you just can't help! Shovel your dog shit! Fucking crap! Ideology into everything! Every single solitary fucking thing! Bye. Good morning, good afternoon, welcome to Afternoon Tea with Az. How y'all doing? I see it's some people's in chat's first rodeo. Oh my god, when's this intro gonna forget? When's this intro? When it's goddamn fucking ready to. That's when it fucking ends. Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Afternoon Tea with me, Mario. I'm not Mario at all. I'm Terrence von Higginbottom. And yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of fun today. We're gonna have a little bit of fun. Because we're gonna have a look at the fall of the Western gaming industry, which is well and truly upon us. This week I've put out a couple of videos, a couple of little cheeky videos. By the way, thank you guys for watching them in abundance. Can we say in abundance? I mean, I can't put anything in a bun up here. That's perfectly clear. But I did a video about Ubisoft, aka same fucking game for the last 15 years. And a video about Bethesda. Now, what I didn't realize, which I found was quite interesting, is after I did the video for Bethesda, YouTube started recommending a bunch of videos as regards to Bethesda. And it seems that there's been a fair bit of chit-chatter about Bethesda recently in general, particularly with The Elder Scrolls 6 and people's when I say concerns, I mean concerns. Because there's stuff going on, stuff and things going on, but making people a little bit worried. And so we're going to go into that. I'm actually going to go into another article about the Elder Scrolls 6 and Bethesda, and we're gonna do it on this stream. We are gonna go through the CD Projekt Red ESG video. Now, we did it a few years ago on the Real BBC, but due to all the events of what's going on at the moment, I think it's going to be quite apt to go through that and to really see the future of the Witcher franchise. Because currently there are 2 major Witcher games in development at CD Projekt Red. The first one is the remake of The Witcher, which, by the way, I think has been outsourced. That has actually been outsourced, but it's being made with the direction of CD Projekt Red. And The Witcher 4. And The Witcher 4 has definitely been confirmed as not Geralt. Which, admittedly, most of us thought anyway, because CD Projekt Red did say that The Witcher 3 was the end of Geralt's story. But we know officially, absolutely 100% officially, dishly, wishly, that The Witcher 4 is not going to have Geralt of Rivia as the main character. Now, whether or not Geralt appears as a side character or part of a story at some point, maybe. Don't know. But he will not be the protagonist. And I'm just looking at chitty chat, chitty chitty chit chat, chatty chat, chitty 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 chitty.
As long as the credits keep rolling in, life's good.
And is it going to be the witch her? Is it going to be Ciri? Now, is Ciri a good character in The Witcher 3? Yes. Yes, she is. The big question is, I'm going to sneeze. I sneezed all the way into Floor Spark. The question is Ciri going to be a good character in modern day? And that's the question. That is the question. So we can have a little bit of a chit chat, paddy whack, give the dog a boner about that as well. While we're here, before we get into that, let's just have a little, because there's no Super Chat Square Up this week because the Real BBC was on Gary's channel. It's going to be on my channel this coming Tuesday. And there's something I'm going to run past you. Well, I'll run it past you now. How would you like tomorrow? Tomorrow's the final day of September. We are now into autumn. Summer has gone. Fall. If you're from weird countries that are not the UK and therefore are irrelevant to mankind. So tomorrow is the final day of the month. Now, I can either make a video on CD Projekt Red, the Witcher stuff, the stuff that we're going to discuss today. I can condense it into a new video, an edited video like I've been doing recently. Or I can attempt to install a bunch of mods, and tomorrow we just do a modded Skyrim stream. From when I start streaming to when I decide to stop streaming. But I'm going to say, let's say at least 6 hours. do I do a modded Skyrim stream where we put some nice mods to make it look great, you know, blah blah blah? Why not both? Because Ryan, to do a video like the Bethesda video that I've just done, or the Ubisoft video that I've just done, believe it or not, Ryan, to do those, edit them, and all that sort of stuff, it takes about 5 hours. Takes about 4 to 5 hours, depending on the length of the video. So that in itself would take up a considerable amount of time. Now, I will be Trinoculus. I will be playing Fallout London in November. We're going to give it a lot more time in November. So I will be doing that. We will be returning back to London. So, yes. So it really has to be one or the other in terms of timescale. So I'm going to start a poll. Tomorrow. Modded Skyrim or CDP Project Red video? Question mark number 1. Modded Skyrim. 2. CD Project Red video. There we go. Start the poll. Ooh. What happened to me, chat? Isn't Fallout London just current day London? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, I thought I thought it was a walk around London simulator. That's what I thought, but apparently not. Apparently it was a video game. I was confused. I was really confused. But there you go. Let's read a couple of soups before we start. Let's just get on top of this. Roland the Wretched with a $20 says, Terrence, it has been 3 weeks. On my birthday cameo, you said I wouldn't make it an hour. Let's face it, you were wrong. I think you should mail me some crumpets and microwave tea. Or maybe we can play some Yahtzee. Now, I was ready to shoot both barrels there, Roland. Particularly with the microwave tea comment, but as you know, big Yahtzee fan, I could potentially be up for playing some Yahtzee. I could potentially be up for playing some. You can actually play Yahtzee online now. You know that. You can play Yahtzee online. I'm just saying. Locksaw gifting 5 memberships to the stream. Locksaw, have I cut my finger? A little bit. Locksaw gifting 5 memberships. Locksaw, you, sir, are a gentleman and a scholar. Those 2 supers, by the way, for some reason did not show in the stream labs, StreamYard, because maybe I hadn't, I don't know, whatever. Mike Steele with a $5 says, good morning from Las Vegas, Silverback. You have tea, I have coffee. Let us live this beautiful day to its fullest. Oof. Chin chin, I've actually finished. It was a cup of coffee, and I have actually finished. God damn it, Leroy. MJ UK 84 with a 26-month membership said, I watched Return of the King extended edition in the theaters yesterday. Actual Lord of the Rings. Wonderful. My friends, you bow to no one. Teary-eyed every time. Yeah, Aragorn at the end to the hobbits is I'm currently rewatching the extended editions. I've just got to the end of the Twin Towers, sorry. I just got to the end of the Two Towers last night. Faramir has just released Sam and Frodo. And I've got about 2 or 3 minutes left of that to watch before it goes into Return of the King. But my goodness me, jeez. Are we ever, legitimate question, are we ever gonna see movies like that again? Sam's speech was incredible at the end. Yeah. It was. Do you want to know why Boromir really died? How he died? You don't know where he died? Sam getting showing some huge kahunas there. Huge kahunas. I don't personally think we are going to get a movie like that ever again because we have the proof, and the proof is the Rings of Power. That's the proof. The proof is they can no longer show Tolkien's work the way it was meant to be shown. Which is, of course, giving the UK, history, fantastical history, fantastical stories, which were lost in the Dark Ages. But of course, nowadays we got to have everything stunning and brave, inclusive and diverse. So it can no longer be representative of what those worlds were meant to be like. It's got to be representative of what current day California looks like. That's what it's got to be representative of. And Rings of Power is a complete and utter, parody of filmmaking. Because not only do they have to make it stunning and brave, but they can't even write properly. They can't even write characters. They cannot write likable characters, relatable stories. And after watching the first episode of season 2, of course, having watched the whole of season 1, I couldn't do it anymore. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It's not just embarrassing, but it is sacrilege. Sacrilege. And so, no, I think the Rings of Power is living proof that we will never see the likes of that incredible filmmaking again. Unfortunate, but there we are. DJ Ryan 87 has gifted a membership to the stream. DJ Ryan, thank you, sir. And Gay Carpenter 77 with a $2 says, what the heck is up with carjacks in the UK? I don't know, man. I did a Miss Survival stream last night, folks. And there were car issues. I had to get the car down. Of course, if you've been watching that, the car was in the air. I had to get the car down. I got the car down. And then the car went up. And then the car went up. And then the car went... I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to get upset. Crimson Shadow with an 11 month says, hey, Az, I hope you're doing good. I am, sir. Thank you. I saw Beetlejuice on Wednesday with my mates. I enjoyed it. Here's to another month. Okay. I haven't seen that. But because I've had so many conflicting reports on Transformers 1, I've got people that I trust saying that it's not good. And I've got people that I trust saying it is good. Which means I'm going to have to go and see it at the cinema. It's not out in the UK for another couple of weeks. But when it comes out in the UK, I'm going to have to go see Transformers 1. I'm going to have to go see it and give you my honest opinion on that. And this week, I will be going to the cinema this week because I think is it Wednesday? It's either Wednesday or Thursday. Joker 2 releases at the cinema. And that is causing, you know, based on the trailers, some people are not looking forward to this. The reviews have not been great by the critics. I mean, take that for what you want. I don't hold too much stock into that at all. I personally have liked the look of the trailers. I personally have liked the look of them. I don't have any problem with this musical element as long as it works. If it works, and I'm okay. So I'm going into Joker 2 with an open mind and fingers crossed on that one. But it's so weird because Joker was a film that I never wanted, that I absolutely loved. And then it definitely got the sequel that it didn't need. But when you make 1.1 billion nearly at the box office and you don't even open in China, didn't even release in China, and you did it on a $55 million budget, it's impossible for the studio not to, I guess. However, the budget for Joker 2 is somewhere in the region of 250 odd million, I believe, which means it's got to hit somewhere in the region of 750 million to break even. So it's up against the wall for the sequel. Put it that way. It's up against the wall for the sequel. No doubt about that. Crimson Shadow as well with a 10. Poon says for the Who's Fun, get the book out then. Get the book out. Book out. And we're going into October now. Boosh. We're going into October now. Because YouTube threw us some shekels. YouTube threw us some shekels this week. They fucked it up though. Oh, they fucked it up. So I'm trying to sort that out with YouTube. But yeah, they threw us some shekels. Fucked up shekels, but they threw us some shekels. Luke Smart with the 5 Canadian says a handstand would impress me. Good. I hope you find somebody to do a handstand for you. Bluegrass Berserker has been a member for 29 months. Thank you, Bluegrass Berserker. Blackguard 4 with a $10 says Siri in the next Witcher game announces and claims the law of surprise, which is both trans and gay, for equity. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but in The Witcher 3... No, I'm actually correct. You don't have to correct me because I actually am right. I'm not wrong here. But there is a part in The Witcher 3 where Ciri is talking to a guy who fancies her, and you can respond to him by saying, I'm actually into girls. That is a response that you can give to him. You can tell him that you're actually into girls. So if Ciri is going to be the main character of the next Witcher game, Witcher 4, 100%, they will just make her gay by default. She's canonically bi from the books. There you go. So they'll absolutely play up on those elements, of course. Canonically or not, it was going to happen anyway. But she'll probably be black and have zipper tits as well. Ruler of all cheese with a $10 says, good afternoon. As Starfield needed its non-story dungeons to be truly random and not just copy-pasted randomly. Major letdown. Well, Okay, let's have a little bit of a chat about this. So this is something that I did mention in the video that I did as regards to Bethesda. But one of the major letdowns of Starfield is the fact that I personally am of the belief that Bethesda said, look, we only have to make 10% of the worlds that we make have anything on. Now, that anything could be just a few animals roaming around, to a few caves, through to bases. So it could be virtually fuck all or a little bit of something. And I truly believe that Bethesda were going to be under the impression that modders were going to make stuff with the worlds. That's what I truly believe. I think that they thought, well, we'll just have blank canvases of worlds, and modders will come in and modders will just do this. And so they will extend the content for the game for free. Exactly, Trinoculus. I was just about to say that. For free. For free. So they'll do our work for us. They'll do our heavy lifting for us. Now the creation, they can mod with the creation engine. The problem is the creation engine is old and it's patched to buggery, and it brings over faults from the previous iterations. And the creation engine is so out of date now. Remember, the creation engine was created in the 90s. So they're still using a patched up version of an engine which was created 25 years ago, nearly 30 years ago. Slight differences between the two, but it is an iteration of it. It is an iteration of it. So when we go into this Bethesda article that I'm going to go through, this Elder Scrolls 6 article, you have to understand as well, chat, and I don't want to break anybody's hearts here, but the Elder Scrolls 6 is being made with the creation engine. A patched version again, most, of course, probably, yeah, the Starfield patched creation engine. But Elder Scrolls 6 is being made with the creation engine and all the problems that come with that. Yeah. So it'll be their latest patched version of the creation engine for that. So there we go. But yeah, I didn't go on to too many worlds in Starfield, in as much as I went on a few, and it was so disheartening to go into caves and just having them be the same layout on different worlds. Copy paste caves, no fun. One of the beauties about things like Skyrim is the fact that every single cave, every single mine that you went into was, what you call in design point, handcrafted. They were unique. They were individually crafted. So every single cave was different. Every single mine was different. And that makes the world feel immersive. I don't think there's anything. Well, this is hyperbolic, what I'm going to say now, because we say this for a lot of things, but it does make me go, when you find something in a world, like let's take World of Warcraft, for example. World of Warcraft reuses its dungeon design over and over and over again. So when you find certain dungeons in the world, open world, I'm not talking about instance dungeons. When you find dungeons in the open world itself, most of them are just copy paste, and so it becomes kind of dejecting, because you know the layout. You go in and you're like, oh, this layout's this layout's that. and it really sort of takes out the element of exploration and fun, because you know you're just going around the same dungeon. Yeah, it becomes more of a chore than an explorative bit of fun. And so when you're going around a world like Skyrim, and every dungeon you go into is different, it excites you because you're wondering what challenge awaits. You don't know the layout, where it's going to lead you, which branching pathways there are, all these different elements. And of course, some of the dungeons that you go into in Skyrim can be pretty big. Can be pretty big in scope, and that in itself creates a whole new element of fun. Elden Ring, from what I can remember, the dungeons were different. Every dungeon was different. From what I can remember in Elden Ring. So yeah, when you're meant to be going around this universe, imagine you're on your spaceship, right? You're on your spaceship, and yeah, it's a loading screen to take off. Okay. And then it's a loading screen to travel from one world to another. Okay. Then it's a loading screen to land. Okay. And then you get out into this new world that you want to explore. And the first dungeon that you eventually find on this barren planet where there's bugger all is a copy-paste dungeon of a place you've just been to. Oh. Where's the fun in that? Where's the fun in that? So I legitimately believe that Bethesda, I legitimately believe that Bethesda thought that modders were going to take these blank canvas worlds that had nothing to them, and were going to mod them into unbelievable designs. And then people would just be like, oh, wow. And I think they believed that the bare bones game that they created was going to be enough to carry people through until expansions or mods came along. But Starfield released September 2023. And by December of 2023, so only 4 months later, 3 months later, September, October, November, December, 4 months later, modders, these same modders that have created some unbelievable stuff for the Skyrim game, particularly the ones that have created the multiplayer aspect, said we ain't going to even bother because this game's trash. That's the quote, trash. And that's because Starfield is trash. Now, I haven't been onto what's it called? Robert Industries. That huge space game that's what, $700 million worth of funding. Its name escapes me because my brain's currently dead. But chat will tell me in a second. Star Citizen, thank you. I haven't been onto Star Citizen for 5, 6, 7 years. But in Star Citizen, when you get into your spaceship, you take off. You take off and you go up into orbit. And then when you're in orbit, you fly to another planet. And when you're flying to another planet, depending on the distance of it, of course, you go into the warp feature, the faster than light feature. And the faster than light feature will plot a course to that planet. And then depending on the engine that you have, the fuel that you have, and all that kind of stuff, will depend on how long it will take for you to go to this planet. Now, Also with Star Citizen, unlike No Man's Sky, in No Man's Sky, you have specific areas to land in. With Star Citizen, the planets that you go to are a 360 planet in terms of you can land anywhere that you want. Literally pick a point anywhere in the world that you want to land. Now, as far as I'm aware, there's nothing to actually do in Star Citizen. As far as I'm aware. So there is that. Ugh, I'm going to have to do this. There we go. Put it into, oops. Hold on. I clicked an extra digit on slow mode. Hold on. Instead of 10 seconds, I did 101 seconds. Let me just amend that to 10 seconds. So as far as I'm aware, there's absolutely barely anything to do in terms of content for Star Citizen. But yeah, see you in 2 minutes, guys. I just wanted to say hi. But there you go. But what I'm trying to say is, this is what people were expecting, at least from Star Citizen, from Starfield. This is what people were at least expecting, is you to have autonomy over your ship in terms of taking off, flying through space, landing, etc. Not load screen after load screen after load screen. Now, here's the kicker. Do you know why there are so many load screens in Starfield for elements like this? Do you know why? Let's see what chat says. But do you know why there's so many load screens for this sort of business? I'm just having a look at the chat. See what we get. See what you get. Boom. Mike Steele straight away. It is a limitation of the creation engine. It's a limitation of the creation engine. And when you're doing a space game, and the one thing that you really want to do with your space game is play with your fucking spaceship, and you limit that to such a degree. Yeah, they only sold 60 million copies of Skyrim. They only sold, well, not sold, but do you know how many people downloaded, what was the mobile game called that they did? The Fallout Shelter. Do you know how many people have downloaded Fallout Shelter? Gonna take a guess? No peeking online. But do you know how many people downloaded Fallout Shelter? 5, 3, hundreds, 9, more than 1, 2, 1,000, 7, 15 million, 100 million, 120 million, 100 million, 170 million. 170 million people downloaded Fallout Shelter. A mobile phone game. Do you know how much revenue that's going to make them in terms of microtransactions? That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. How much money they've made re-releasing Skyrim over and over and over again. Fallout 4 sold 12 odd million copies. You know, Bethesda have made a lot of money, or at least they've created a lot of revenue. The Elder Scrolls 6 has been in development for what? 13 years. We got the teaser 6 years ago. And they put the teaser out because people were saying, this is the thing. The reason why they put the teaser out 6 years ago for the Elder Scrolls 6 is because people were saying, where is the Elder Scrolls 6? Where is it? It's been 7 years since Skyrim. Where's the Elder Scrolls 6? So they put out a teaser to say that the Elder Scrolls 6 is in development. And that was 6 years ago. There is now a 13-year gap between Skyrim and current day. And I don't think we're going to see Elder Scrolls 6 for probably another 4 years. And that might be maybe a wish and a hope. I don't think we're going to see it at all in 2026, which is the touted potential release date. I don't think we're going to see that. I think we could be seeing potentially a 20-year gap between the Elder Scrolls 6, between Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls 6. There could be potentially a 20-year gap. But we're already on 13. We're already on 13. That's a lot. That is a lot. Now, do I want them to rush it out? No. Of course I don't. I want it to come out good, but let's just be honest. That's a long gap between games, particularly with how popular Skyrim has been. And I think they've pretty much nailed down the balance of the game in terms of magic, weaponry, etc. So what does the Elder Scrolls 6 have to do? Well, I think because we're talking a game coming out 15, 20 years later, it's got to be bigger in scope. It's got to be better. Does that put a lot of pressure on the people in charge? Of course it does. But technology has moved on since Skyrim considerably. But when you're using, the creation engine is what's going to cause more problems than anything. I don't know about you folks, but I wouldn't have had any issues with Bethesda moving over to Unreal 5. I know that means they have to license the engine. I understand that, but if Bethesda had turned around and said, we're making the Elder Scrolls 6 in Unreal 5, I'd be like, fuck yes! Half-Life 3 might come out before the Elder Scrolls 6. Bethesda feels satisfied with the Elder Scrolls Online and Fallout 76 because of the microtransactions. I think there's some element of truth there. I think there's some element of truth for sure. The money that they make from these microtransactions. But that, you see, what that does is that kills development and creativity. That's what it does. Now, if the gaming industry if the Western gaming industry wants to devolve into a microtransaction mobile phone mess, well, welcome to Blizzard Entertainment, because that's what Blizzard Entertainment said they wanted to do years ago. Is that they wanted to create smaller teams making games that made huge profits for low money, because things like World of Warcraft, MMORPGs cost a lot of money to develop. and they can just put out some sort of crappy mobile phone game that will just rack up microtransaction money and lock in a number of whales, and it'll be more profitable. So when Hearthstone came out, that proved to Blizzard that you can make a game with a much lower development cost, a much lower cost of team development, and make a shit ton of money, as opposed to a huge development team for World of Warcraft with much higher development costs. And now, as we've seen from I'm eating a banana in a second, by the way, I'm just saying. You're welcome. But now, as we've seen from a lot of AAA developers, they want to create a AAA game, which, by the way, I think is in name only, a AAA game with a AAA cost and a mobile phone monetization scheme. So they want it all. They want all of it. They want all of it. So now you're seeing mobile phone-esque microtransactions in AAA video games. And it's amazing the ones that kind of succeed the best are the ones that actually have a vision. Sandy Q gifting 10 memberships to the stream. Thank you. Thank you, Sandy. You're an absolute sweetheart. As making eye contact while eating banana. Iron Maiden's been a member for 20 months as Hell Silverback. T2 versus Predator. Best action movie of all time. Fight. Hashtag microwave tea. Hashtag mantits. God damn it, Leroy. T2 versus Predator. Which is my personal favorite? Ooh, never do that again. Wow. That's a toughie. That's Sophie's choice. That's Sophie's choice right there. That's a tough one. But if you put a gun to my head, Terminator 2 versus Predator. Holy. Oh, wow. I think I'm going to have to say T2. But I feel dirty on the inside. I feel dirty on the inside. They are two absolutely. Arnie has such an incredible catalog of movies. It's insane. We are talking a Nat's dick between the two. Get to the job. Buck Fitches with $20 is fucking pronouns. Fucking current day Californian shite. Best rant ever. That truly hit the spot. Buck Fitches. Thank you very much indeed, dude. It's so funny. I get people coming and go, oh my God. Oh my God. You just got like, oh my God. And I'm kind of like, dude, it's been over a year. and I'm still living rent free in your head with this rant because you know it was true. You know it's right. By the way, show me your Starfield playtime. Show me your Starfield playtime. Show me your Starfield playtime, dude. Show me your Starfield playtime. Noons with 185 AEDs and a beautiful Alsatian doggo. My Arabian princess. So right as on the rangs of shite, Elrond kisses Galadriel. I didn't believe this was true until I saw the clip of Elrond kissing Galadriel. Yeah, she's gonna end up becoming his mother-in-law. So now you've got how weird is this? How weird is that? They have no fucking idea what they're doing. They have no fucking idea what on earth they are doing. And by the way, what the fuck is up with these costumes? They are garbage. That elven armor, what the boobies. Elrond kisses Galadriel. What disgusting Hollywood world are we living in? They got no idea. They got no clue what they're doing. They got no clue. They think their audience is middle-aged housewives. It's not. Plastic 3D printed shite. I think you're being very generous there, actually, dude. I think you're being very generous there. It looks like their armor looks like the kind of stuff that you go into a shop and you buy for your kids so they can play sword and sorcery in the backyard. Dude, if they went to Temu, it would be a step up. That's how bad it is. Noons, thank you so much, sweetheart. Kryptonian Jedi has been a member for 25 months. Kryptonian Jedi, thank you. Dawnbreaker with the $5 says, when we're having one of them famous as freak offs. Shit's got to be natural, and you know you can't force this shit, dude. Stuff's got to be natural. Hellhound with a $5 says, have you reached the final bosses in Wukong? Took me forever. Get good. Amazing game. I haven't. I'll tell you where I am up. I'm up to the boss fight where you're fighting the little bear dude in the mud. You're mud wrestling the little bear dude, and he keeps turning into like a snake and a hippo and a boar. I just got to that fight. I've had 2 attempts on it so far and failed both times. Shadow Chaser with the $5 says, thanks for the Space 1999 live stream with Robert Meyer Burnett. Y'all even talked about my favorite episode, Guardian of Piri, at length. For the book. Going in the book. Going in the book. Boobies. There you go. Booby burp for you right there. Guardian of Piri is a great episode, and Catherine Shell, she's fucking ridiculously hot in that. Ridiculously hot in that. Holy shit. Holy shit. The Raven and the Writing Desk has gifted a member. I thought they were. Sure. Okay. Apparently, the Raven and Writing Desk still here. Gifting a membership to the stream. Thank you. Not my finest hour. Ruler of all cheese with a $10 says, I swear I had a dream that you were mad about super chats because they were rooted in compelled speech. I think everybody should send loads of super chats to see if that dream comes true then. Rooted in, well, we know something that is rooted in compelled speech. Fucking pronoun. Okay. Dawnbreaker with a $5 says, what do you think of the Ghost of Yotei situation? Personally, I think they shot themselves in the foot. Right. I'm going to be doing a video on Ghost of Yotei. I'm not going to go into it here. I am going to do a video on Ghost of Yotei, right? Because I've put out not a statement, but I put out a little thing on TwitTwat about Ghost of Yotei, my personal feelings on Ghost of Yotei, and lots of interesting responses. Not necessarily agreeing with me at all, but very interesting. And I've sort of bookmarked a few, and I'd like to go through them. Not in any way, shape, or form to be like, ugh, look at this person. No, in essence, to show how divisive stuff has become. Not because that person who did I don't know. It's not because of them. It's because of you. It's because of you, the Western gaming industry. You made that person. You made that person with what you've been doing. You made that person. And so I will be doing a video like I've done with Bethesda and Ubisoft, and I'll be doing a edited video on Ghost of Yotei. Fingers crossed, should be out Wednesday. But yeah, let's just be honest. The model is not doing herself any favors whatsoever. She's not doing, and she's got to shut up. They've got to get on top of that quick and get her to shut up. Because currently she is going to be talking people out of the building. So yeah. I'll be going into it in depth. Now, I've personally said, if you look at my statement on, I'll show you. I'll show you the statement that I made on it. I'll show you the statement that I made on it. Okay. So you know what I'm going on about. Oh, that's just Yumi-san's amazing tits. Yeah, that's just. Boobies. No. No. No, hold on. Hold on. No, it's just Yumi-san's fucking titties. That's all it is. It's just Yumi-san's tits. Right. Let me find it. Here we go. Right. So this is what I put out on the 25th of September. This is what I put out on the 25th of September. Ghost of Tsushima was an excellent game, beautifully presented with wonderful characters and a strong driving narrative. Some of those stories involve people that think or act differently from ourselves. But when told well and in good faith, those stories can work well. Ghost of Tsushima was very well received by gamers and the country of Japan, who were so impressed with the respect shown by the Western gaming developers, they were honored as ambassadors of the island of Tsushima itself. High praise indeed. I expect Ghost of Yotei to be no different. Sucker Punch have set themselves a high bar in terms of quality and expectation. I trust they want wholeheartedly to follow through on that. Gamers don't hate female protagonists nor female characters. They hate badly written characters and stories in general. They hate insincerity and forced ideologies where they shouldn't fit or belong. I, for one, am looking forward to the sequel, and I expect it to be, at the very least, of the same quality as its incredible predecessor. Right? So that was my position on the announcement of the Ghost of Yotei. Now, what doesn't help is everything that surrounds that. And that's what is causing the debate. The game itself was Ghost of Tsushima, phenomenal game, very well received by gamers, etc. The problem is the people at Sucker Punch either virtue signaling in their profiles, or the voice actress and the model for the new character blocking people now, going off on the whole I'm a zimzamzer nonsense. And that is going to drive people away. But the problem is, when they get any clapback, they see it as a personal attack on them. And so they attack the very customers which should be buying the game. So anyone with half a brain who's working at Sucker Punch should be saying to this person, shut up. Please, in a nice way, shut up. Don't engage. Have your own personal feelings, but do not engage. Because they could get themselves, if they are not careful about this, they could get themselves in a lot of trouble and talk people out of buying this game. And that's what they've got to be really careful about. But to me, it would be suicide for Sucker Punch to do that. It would be suicide for Sucker Punch to do that. What they need to do is just concentrate on making a great game. That's all they need to do. Just concentrate on making a great game. Because Ghost of Tsushima was phenomenal. It was a phenomenal game. And this is why divisive politics needs to stay out of gaming. Because this is what it causes. This silliness, this stupidity, which shouldn't even be going on right now. We've had female protagonists in gaming from fucking day one. Females are not the problem. She hasn't blocked me the last time that I saw. Let me check. No, I am not blocked. I am not blocked. But the problem is, they don't. A lot of these people, ideologues. When I say these people, a lot of these ideologues are either too arrogant, too dumb, or too ignorant to understand that this is bigger than them. This is bigger than them and bigger than their politics. So I'm going to be making a video about it. We're going to be discussing it in that video in a lot more depth. But you do it to yourself, you know? You do it to yourself. Jack with a 25 polishes. Transformers 1 is full of Marvel humor, and Alita 1 has a few stunning and brave moments. Well, Alita 1 is a great character. She's a great character when she's done right. There's nothing wrong with a female Transformer being competent. Nothing wrong with that at all. The problem is that we're so soured on this stuff now. It's I mean, tiresome is the perfect word. It's just so tiresome. Like this is what you guys need to be reading right now. This is what you need to be reading. This here is fucking amazing. This here is fucking amazing. Absolutely incredible. The story so far has been out of this world. And elite, by the way, and not to give too much away, but what they did with Elite 1 in this was awesome. Was awesome. If you can't read, I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for your loss. But that is so fucking amazing. That is one of the best comics I have read in God knows how long. God knows how long. It is absolutely amazing. But by the way, the Transformer 1 trailers look trash. They look trash. Trash. Ronaldo A. Ramirez has been a member for 20 months. Ronaldo, thank you. Craigie has been a member for 30 months. Craigie, thank you. EO with a 5 Swiss says the old criticism of Bethesda games was a mile wide and an inch deep, which to a large extent wasn't true. For Starfield, this was actually true. I would absolutely disagree with Elder Scrolls game or Fallout games being a mile wide and an inch deep. Bullshit. That is absolute bullshit. Because the adventures that you can get yourself into all over the world were epic, were immense. So that for Fallout games and Elder Scroll games is utter nonsense. Absolute nonsense. For Starfield, 100% true. Because there was a lot of nothing. Just a lot of nothing. But with the Elder Scrolls and Fallout, no way. There was a ton. An absolute ton. You could create your own adventure and not even have to touch the storyline. So, yeah. I'd fight those people all day long on that. All day, every day. But Starfield, 100% correct. It's a whole load of nothing. Whole load of nothing. Ronaldo Ramirez with a $10 says, sup, as watched Transformers 1 and thought it was okay. The writing explains what the characters mean too much, but the action is fun and starts to get the characters better in the end. 6.5 out of 10. Okay. Sounds, fair, you know. Fallout 70 shit was a good example of a mile long and an inch deep. That was a good example. But Fallout 76 was a complete removal away from what makes Bethesda games great. It's not a typical Bethesda game. And it showed because they didn't it came out in a absolutely disgraceful state. And it's never been able to capture the audience that it really should, that a Fallout MMO should have. Because they wanted to rush it out. They wanted to rush it out. Do you know the thing that was absolutely 100% working when Fallout 76 came out? Can you guess? Can you guess the one thing that was fully functional from day one in Fallout 76? Do you want to speculate? Do you want to have a little guessy poo? The microtransaction store. Correct. The store. The store was 100% working. And it was full of stuff to purchase with money. Stocked up. Kung Fu Hot Dog with a £2 says, hey, Az, any plans to do a meetup next year? Next year, yes, at some point. I'll just reiterate this. I don't think MegaCon's going to happen for me. But I am going to be attempting very hard. There will be one next year. That will be a guarantee. But it might actually be Las Vegas. It might be the Las Vegas meetup. I will keep you 100% informed. But I don't think MegaCon's happening at the moment. Dawnbreaker with a $10 says, that was my biggest complaint for Cyberpunk. Not including the 2 or 3 times I restarted and minus the missions you have to do before you can explore. I put about 120 hours in. I just couldn't get in. I couldn't get into. I found Cyberpunk incredibly boring. Incredibly boring. I really, really did. I just couldn't. The world just wasn't interesting. The world just wasn't interesting. It wasn't engaging. I couldn't get into it. The whole you got to do all this before you can even start to explore as well. But like, there's just, again, you sort of take a lot of the explorative elements away with Cyberpunk. Boobies. I could not get into it. It was just dull as dishwater. Dull as dishwater. EO became a YouTube member. EO, thank you. Ruler of all cheese with $10 says, if you're on top of a building, you can jump down, no loading screen. But if you take the elevator down, you go through a loading screen. So some of the loads aren't even needed. Well, they probably they are needed. They're needed for the elevator to work in the creation engine. That's what they're needed for. It's needed for the elevator to function. That's the whole thing. That's the dumb element of it. Dawnbreaker with a $10 says, and did almost everything there was to do before I even got halfway through the campaign. Not to mention your choices didn't really change the outcome. You did in every ending they let you choose from. This. I keep saying to myself, give it another try. You know, now they've made fixes and try and give it another try. But at the same time, I'm like, I've got it. But it's just like, can I be bothered? Satan Slayer 12 with a $5 this afternoon. As your last video said it so well, modders have saved the company. But they have also made the company unbelievably lazy. Well, they haven't. No, Satan Slayer, they haven't. I'm going to 100% disagree with you here. First of all, I totally agree that the modders have thoroughly extended the lifespan of these games, giving the company respite to create their stuff. Hey, Saskas. Good to see you, sweeties. They haven't made Bethesda lazy. They haven't. That's a choice by Bethesda. And whatever you decide to put as lazy. But that's got nothing to do with the modders. The modders haven't done that. That's a choice the company have made. Modders haven't made Bethesda stick to the creation engine. Modders haven't made Bethesda push microtransaction games, mobile games, Fallout 76, instead of their bread and butter. They didn't make anything to do with Starfield, you know? So it's not modders' fault at all. In actual fact, the modders are clearly displaying what could happen, what can be done. It's a choice. It's a choice by Bethesda. It's a choice by the management. It's a choice by Todd Howard. It's a choice. Modders are they're the saving grace of these things. Imagine Fallout London and Skyblivion. Modders are saving the day. They're saving the day. They're giving Bethesda the time that they need to make these other games. Bethesda are the ones making these choices. Dawnbreaker with a $2 says, you die in every ending they give you. Insomniac has been a member for 14 months. Thank you, Insomniac. The ruler of all cheese with a hundo for stealing your airtime with that other chat, lol. No, it's a good discussion, actually. It's a good discussion because the article I'm going to go through, which I probably need to start getting into because we've been streaming for an hour and 20 minutes, but as you can see, it has started good conversation. It has started good conversation. So, sir, you are more than welcome, sir. And Colhauser with a 24-month membership says, good day, as good sir. Hope that you're well, my brother. I boil my tea in a kettle. Good man. As, thanks for all that you do. You're a huge inspiration. Thanks again. Thank you. Thank you for watching, dude. Thank you for watching. And why wasn't the Optimus Prime 40-year anniversary edition on Hasbro Plus, Colhauser? Why was that not on Hasbro Plus to be ordered? What's going on? Is it like an exclusive somewhere else? In which case, oh, fuck off. Dawnbreaker with a $5 says, to put that into perspective, to do everything there is to do in Skyrim takes about 700 hours. God, I'm fucking hard just reading that. That's because Skyrim's an amazing game. Just saying. Mike Kuzniks has been a member for 4 months. Says, issue with BGS isn't the engine, it's the dev team focusing on useless features like photorealism and pre-gen content fix and not patch engine. Yeah, they need to... Every time they patch it, it brings over the issues from the previous engine, which affected development. And they've talked about this. They need a new engine. An engine that reflects what a company like Bethesda should be putting out in terms of their game. Is there a lot of expectation on the Elder Scrolls 6? Abso-bloody-lutely. Does that put pressure on the company? Abso-bloody-lutely. But do you know what? Deservedly so. Deservedly so. Because it's going to be the best part of 20 years before the Elder Scrolls comes out. After the release of Skyrim, of course, I'm talking about. In those 20 years of technological development, you would imagine that it would be the next level of single-player RPG. But that creation engine is so botched now. It's I don't know if they can fix it, dude. I don't know if they can fix it. Dawnbreaker with the $2 is the highest time I've seen to 100% in Cyberpunk is 175 hours. I mean, that's still a lot of time, but you know, I can play The Witcher 3 with expansions and burn through 300 hours. No problem. No problem. Higgs93 with a $1 fitty. Super sticker. Hot dog. Jarrett, I don't think they can fix it. I don't think they can fix it. I don't think the creation engine is fixable. I don't think it is. That's why it just gets patched, because I don't think it is fixable. Considering it was developed in the 90s. Shadow77 has been a member for 41 months. Thank you, Shadow. Loro Tells with a 25. Brazilian says DEI Goon Age. The fail hard. Guys, we all know it's a day one purchase for me. It's a day one purchase. We are going to create the best character. And boy, we're going to do all of the things. I want zipper tits. I want my character to be zipper tit bulge. Looks like it just came out of a Portland coffee shop. I want all the stunning and brave decision-making processes. And I can't wait until I get my pride flag in the game. Zipper has been a member for 27 months. Says, "Hell, the Silverback. I hope you enjoyed the new Stellar Blade physics update." I've seen they've changed the physics on the wind, haven't they? So the clothing actually flows better as if the wind was actually hitting it, which makes logical sense. And as a plus side, shows off Eve's ass a lot more. And who doesn't want to stare at Eve's ass on Stellar Blade all day, every day? Dawnbreaker with a $10 says, "My point is CD Projekt Red didn't put half the things in Cyberpunk they said they would, and you bunch of normie cave dwellers forgave them. Are you fucking insane?" Who forgave them? Who forgave them? I don't know who forgave. I don't know who you're saying who forgave them. Some people have said that the expansion's good, but in terms of people playing the game, no, who's talking about Cyberpunk? Nobody. And if you mean it in relation to, well, now you're talking about getting the Elder Scrolls 6. I mean, that's CD Projekt, you know, that's sorry. Talking about The Witcher, you know, we're talking two different franchises, yes, from the same company, two different franchises, but nobody's really speaking about The Witcher or Witcher 4 in, oh my God, terms. A lot of people are very, very unhappy with CD Projekt Red and their fall to the ESG and all this, which we're going to go back into. So I don't know who you've made up in your head of forgiving them. Doesn't mean it can't be discussed. Dawnbreaker with a $5 says, "Not talking about you, chat. You guys are good, like good little goblins. We're following the Goblin King as." Okay. I don't know. I still don't know who you're referring to. You're always going to get fans of whatever franchise, whether you personally like it or not. But yeah. Too Tired with a $20 says, "Missed tea time the last few weeks since I switched from day shift to night shift. Been catching up. For you and Belle to share. Thank you." By the way, did you ever play Dark Star 1? I think it did pretty good for space flight and combat. I didn't. No, I can't even. I don't even recall the game, to be honest with you. Red Fox Vendetta has been a member for 5. Thank you, Red Fox. Infernal 460 with an £8 says, a bit random. Do you like Terminator 3? Like, not love. Personally, I really like Terminator 3. Consider it the end of the Terminator series. No, I don't. I've seen Terminator 3 once, and I've never wanted to see it again. I didn't like the film. I didn't like the actor that they picked for John Connor. I didn't think he resembled or epitomized the traits of John Connor in the slightest. I thought the Terminator was silly, and not didn't progress it at all. To me, there's 2 Terminator films. It's Terminator and T2, and that's it. Just like Alien, there's Alien and Aliens, and that's it. Just like The Matrix, there's The Matrix, and that's it. You know. Sometimes I think the franchise comes to an end way before. Lord Kev C with a £10 says, "Hey, Az, can't watch live today as I'm magicianing a birthday party. Ooh, but here's some money for the hoose." It's going in the book. Going in the book. The Animatrix was pretty good. The Animatrix had some pretty good stories in there. Catch up later today. Love you, bud. Who does the Batman statue who does the Batman statue? This is Prime 1. This is Prime 1 who does that. And then I've got my other two Batman statues around the corner, all 1:3 scale. And my Huntress 1:3 scales down there. Ken the Eagles now in my bedroom. And then, of course, there's Rodimus and Bumblebee there. Red French Moon with a €2 says, just to wish you and everyone a good Sunday. Aw, little sweetheart. Carl Howes with the 2 Canadians says, I'm going to MegaCon, was hoping to meet you, meet my BBC bro. Like I said, probably not going to be there. But I will, when I know exactly which one I'm going to go to next year, and I will be coming across the pond next year. That's a guarantee. That's a guarantee, chat. I will be coming across the pond next year, but I will let you know where it will be. To give you plenty of time if you wanted to come say hello. That's why I'm giving you plenty of time not to make any commitments with things like MegaCon. The hope was MegaCon. But I will definitely be across 2025 to the States. Definitely. Gathering Clouds with a £5 says the modders show what can be done without managers and focus groups. Amen. Now that's actually fucking so right. It hurts. Modders show what can be done without a bunch of fucking bureaucracy and decision making by committee when there's actually a very specific vision. And we know that the focus group exists, or we know all that fucking shit exists because of Naughty Dog. And the hilarity of the focus groups at Naughty Dog is that when some guys criticized Uncharted 4 for the way that the female character was, the female antagonist was, he was asked to leave the focus group as they didn't want people with that sort of mentality. So you don't want a focus group, you wanted an echo chamber. Gotcha. But yes, this is what happens when people have got very specific visions, not mismanaged and man-managed and bureaucracy through the fucking eyeball, and then add politics into it. Add current day fucking politics into it. Then you get... EO with a 20 Swiss says 2020 and St. George of the Fentanyl was an inflection point. Games developed before and after tend to have a different character. Reserves of goodwill have been eroded to nothing. Amen to that. Boobies. Studios can blame nobody but themselves. Amen to that. I've said it many times. All of this is self-inflicted. All of this is self-inflicted. Every bit of it, every scrap of it. And I'm telling you now, chat, it's going to get worse before it gets better, because a lot of these games have still been in development and they've gone past the point of no return. And the sooner companies wake up and realize that your sweet baby inks aren't there to help you, they're there to milk you, the better. But unfortunately, a lot of people who are now implemented in positions of power at these companies have the same politics. And they're more than happy to go down this route. It's all self-inflicted. It's all self-inflicted. The diversity that you really need, that you no longer have, is the diversity of thought. And you killed it. You killed it fucking dead. Bones 270 with a $2 says, here's some Slurpos to help you along the way. Oh, dude, do you know what I gotta say? Do you know what I'm gonna say to that?
As long as the credits keep rolling in, life's good.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Bones. Rook takes Rook with a £2. Rook takes Rook, thank you. Zodlander with a 100 Swedish. I finally played Space Marine 2. It looks great and the story's great too, but I feel like the controls are too clunky for me. I started playing 40k Speed Freaks. It's free and I can dakka a lot. Well, I think they really wanted to get the feel of the heaviness of the Space Marine as well. So I get what you mean, but at the same time, to me, it works. It works for the whole Space Marine ethos. But I certainly get what you mean. I fucking loved it. I loved it. Cole Hauser with a 2 Canadian says, apparently that 40th Prime is a warm... Oh, for fuck's sake. It can fuck off then. Anyway, I've got enough Optimus Primes to last me a lifetime, Cole Hauser. Kung Fu Hot Dog with a £5 says, as you cited The Prisoner as the GOAT TV show, did you ever see the US version with Jim Caviezel for the House and Belt? Yes, it was absolutely abysmal. Abysmal. It just doesn't, it didn't understand. It just didn't get it. It didn't get it. Like most things, the States try and make a remake of it and they just don't get it. No, the Jim Caviezel, I love Jim Caviezel. I love Jim Caviezel, but that was a god awful. I tried to rewatch it again only a few weeks ago because I just watched The Whole Prisoner again just couple of weeks ago, about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I just watched the whole series again with Chat's mum. And I told her about the remake, so we watched the first episode. Well, we tried to watch the first episode of the remake, and we just gave up. We gave up 15, 20 minutes into the first episode. Just gave up. Just couldn't do it. None of it. Both of us couldn't do it. Could not do it. But I remember watching it at the time. Awful. Daniel Edmonds with a $5 says, good morning. Did you see Fat Aloy was transported to the remaster ounce for ounce? So I hear. Guerrilla, another company that did it to themselves. And when you're making, yeah, whatever. Rook takes Rook with a £2. $2 says, Vegas is good for meetup because tickets are cheap. I'll tell you where I am going to be though. When it happens, I'll tell you where I'm going to be. Give you plenty of time. William Barr with a £2 says, standing here drinking a mug of Yorkshire tea. A+. Good man, William. Olive 2112 with a £5. Just dropping a £5 on the table, turning around and walking off. Thank you, Olive. Give my love to Popeye. And Calioth with a $10 says, Hasbro Pulse should get Prime soon. It's an exclusive. So 5% will appear. It's sold out in the US at the moment. People expect Wave 2 of stock, like the Soundwave and Blaster. Still waiting for Bombshell, Ramhorn, Soundwave. Hold on. Soundwave Superior. Something like that. And William Barr has been a member for 39. William, thank you. Right. Holy cow. That was going on a little bit more than I thought, but let's get into it. We've still got plenty of time, chat. We've still got plenty of time. Oh, by the way, Sunday Fun Day, Phasmophobia. Phasmophobia for Sunday Fun Day. Right. Let's have a look at this. Gaming Bible. The article's name is The Elder Scrolls 6 latest tease leaves fans feeling dejected. What? The Elder Scrolls 6 is easily one of the industry's most anticipated games. I agree. With that anticipation comes a horde of expectant fans, all with the highest of expectations. Well, yeah, that's what expectant means. But yes, I agree. As they should. As they should. Should we make this a little bit bigger? As they should be. The question is it possible for the Elder Scrolls 6 to live up to the hype? My question would be, why not? That is what my question would be. Why not? If you've got the capability with your engine to make a bigger, more detailed world, to get really good story making behind it, great voice cast, interesting side questing, great crafting system, unbelievable customization in terms of magic, in terms of weaponry, armor, exciting environments, tundras. Why not? Why not? I'm not sure if it can. Even if it's a fantastic game, you need look no further than Starfield. Well, okay. Kate, this is where we branch. This is where we go down different roads. Okay, Starfield is not a great, fantastic game. Let's use your words. Starfield's not a fantastic game. It's fucking crap. It's crap. Okay, let's objectively. I don't think you... objectively, it's 100% not a fantastic game. Subjectively, I think it's crap. Objectively, it doesn't... I don't think even objectively it compares to Fallout games or Elder Scrolls games. So, 16 times the loading screens. Yes. 16 times the loading screens. So, no. No. Starfield is not a fantastic game, and Starfield 100% did not live up to the hype because there are games that have done space fighting, space travel, as well as storytelling so much better than Starfield did. Starfield. Legit question. Stop. She's already dead. I'm being nice with her. I'm taking that Kate's trying to come from a good place here, okay? So I'm being nice. You can be nice and disagree. But legitimate question, do any of you know any of the NPCs from Starfield? Do any of you? I can't remember a single fucking one. I'm just saying. Anyway. Maybe this is controversial on my part. Okay, so she's caveated it. But I found Starfield to be on par with Bethesda's strongest pre-existing releases. Yeah, Kate, we're really down different roads, right? I can't see you anymore. Not only have we forked, but we've now gone into such a different diversion. I can't even see you walking down your road over there. I can't even see you. In actual fact, Kate, I don't think it's controversial. I just think it's lunacy. I think it's absolute lunacy. But you can say that Starfield is on par with Skyrim. I think objectively, we both know that ain't true. I think we both know objectively that isn't true. Okay? I don't think it compares to Fallout 3. Fallout 4 was a letdown, but Fallout 4 was way more playable than Starfield as well. Is it better than Fallout 70 shit? Maybe it's comparable to Fallout 70 shit, but now we're comparing it to the worst of Bethesda, not the best. Oh, Starfield's not remotely on par with the Outer Worlds. The Outer Worlds was way better than Starfield. And that, by the way, was made by Obsidian. But The Outer Worlds was way better than Starfield. Oh my God. Community notes, even Starfield is in fact not on par with Fallout 4. Yeah. So I don't think it's controversial. I think it's lunacy. It was perhaps overly hyped in its marketing with the 1,000 explorable planets and emphasis on being the company's first new IP in 25 years. But everything you can find in Skyrim or Fallout, you can pretty much find in Starfield. No, you can't. All set within a more ambitious, wider world. No. Kate, no. Kate, no. Kate, no, Kate, you know you're talking bollocks. You know you're talking absolutely bollocks, Kate. Kate, shush. Stop it. We've already spoken today about copy pasting dungeons. We've already spoken today about loading screens, particularly loading screens to take off, loading screens to travel, loading screens to land. We've already spoken today about terrible storytelling. And believe you me, Starfield's got terrible storytelling. We've already talked about explorative nature, the journey that you have along the way. Kate, this is nonsense. The whole reason why Starfield isn't a mitigated failure is because you cannot do any of the stuff that you do in Skyrim or Fallout. The journey along the way has gone. The fun and exploration you have along the way is gone. The worlds aren't interesting to explore. Things are copy and pasted. There's no handcrafted. There's no space adventure. Everything that makes Skyrim, Fallout games great have gone. The issue, and by the way, there's nothing wrong with saying there's 1,000 explorable worlds. The problem is the worlds had nothing on them. That's the problem. So they have created their own problem. This isn't not living up to the hype. This is just bullshit. When you say there's 1,000 explorable worlds, by the way, only 10% have something on them. And of those 10%, it could range from something to pretty much nothing, making 90% of them just utterly redundant in the whole process. That is just bullshitting. That's just bullshit. Don't say you got 1,000 explorable worlds. Say you got 100. There's going to be 100 explorable worlds. People would still be okay with that. But then you've got to make sure that those 100 worlds have something legitimately interesting for them. And that's the problem. Because those 100 worlds wouldn't even be interesting to explore. Because those 100 worlds would range from barely nothing to a little bit of something to the narrative worlds, which is where everything kind of goes to. So that's overhyped. That's just bullshit. It's just bullshit. Nothing wrong with saying it's the first new IP in 25 years. It is. It's a statement of fact. It's not overhyping. It's just a statement of fact. The problem is it any good? That's the problem. Is it any good? But but you can pretty much find it. No. Everything you can find in Skyrim and Fallout, you can pretty much find in Starfield. That is the bullshit. That is utter bullshit, Kate. Utter bullshit. The issue is that sometimes such tentpole releases can be so bogged down by notions of expectations that we don't really ever see them for what they truly are. No, Kate, no. Okay, Kate's pissing me off now. Okay, just saying. Kate's pissing me off. Kate, no. Starfield is a soulless game. It's soulless. The Elder Scrolls, Fallout, considering, let's take Fallout. Let's just leave the Elder Scrolls behind for a second. Fallout series is set in a post-apocalyptic nightmare world. It's just full of annihilated buildings, and even the places that you can stay are just rusted out nightmares. It still has way more heart and soul than Starfield. Because it's a world that feels like it exists. Starfield doesn't. It's an empty, vacuous, soulless game with a non-interesting story, non-interesting characters, and what makes it more soulless than anything is the gameplay and worlds. They're empty, they're vacuous. They're as vacuous as the ideas that went into it. So what we see when we look at Starfield for what it truly is a game that is the lowest played Bethesda game on Steam. Because if there was legitimately something there, if people could legitimately, in your eyes, see it for what it truly is, then people would be playing the damn thing. But it's soulless, vacuous, empty. It doesn't hold a candle to the Fallout series or the Elder Scrolls series. Notions of expectation. Let's just focus on this for a second. Notions of expectation. I found it interesting because this to me feels like an excuse. It feels like a caveat if it doesn't work. There's nothing wrong with having expectations about Fallout 6, Elder Scrolls 6, as we've discussed already today, because such a substantial amount of time would have passed between Skyrim and its release and the advances in technology that would allow them to create better, bigger, more intricate. Let's remove the word better, because better can be so subjective. Larger, aesthetically more pleasing worlds that are ripe for exploration and content. A strong narrative with strong characters can thrust the game forward. And the most important part of Fallout games and Elder Scrolls games, the adventure that you have along the way. And if your world is bigger and more vibrant and maybe has diversity of tundra that will keep people interested, if you marry that together with exciting gameplay, you're onto a winner. There's nothing too much you have to do in terms of gameplay with Skyrim. Some quality of life tweaks. Maybe even take ideas and examples from modders as to how things have been improved. There are mods with better combat AI. And AI, improved AI, can go a long way. So you would expect between the 15 to 20 years of difference between Skyrim and The Elder Scrolls 6 that the AI would have substantially got better, which will automatically lead to a more immersive experience for you. After all, one of the funniest memes with the Elder Scrolls games is the absolutely horrendous AI, which makes for some funny clips. But does that detract from the fact that people love those games? No. No, it's seen as a quirk. People know that the issues that these games have, but because the games are so much fun to play, the worlds are so interesting to explore, the combat's good enough for you at that point in time, that it doesn't detract from the enjoyment that you have. So notions of expectations, people absolutely should expect The Elder Scrolls 6 to at least be on par with Skyrim, at least. But logic would dictate that it should actually be an evolution of Skyrim, an evolution to a better form. What does that mean for The Elder Scrolls 6? One Bethesda veteran like me is rather cynical about the matter. Take a look at the Elder Scrolls 6 reveal trailer. This is the one that we saw 5 years ago. It just shows. That's all it shows. Get out of it. That's all it shows. So it's nothing. It just shows a nice, nice geography. Maybe gives the player the example of look how big we could make the world. Okay, that's what I get from this. Look how potentially big we can make the world. Okay, yeah, okay. Former Bethesda designer Bruce Nesmith recently sat down to talk with Kiwi Talks, explaining that while he thinks The Elder Scrolls 6 will be an amazing game, it's one that will find it almost impossible to live up to player expectations. Again, this is a subjective. I talked about this in my video. What do they say? You can please some of the people all of the time. Some of the, was it? You can please some of the people some of the time, but you can never please all of the people all of the time. Okay, so there's always. I guarantee you, if we go back in time to 2011, there will be people that said Skyrim did not live up to my expectations. I guarantee you. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you people said that Oblivion didn't live up to the expectations after Morrowind. It's just something which has happened throughout the course of time. Some people are always not going to be happy or not feel that it's lived up to their expectations. That's just the way of the road, Bubbles. It's just the way of the road. So there's no point in even worrying about that. There's no point in even having a thought about that. All your thought process has got to be on is how good the game is developing. That's where your thought process got to be. This is a weird mindset. There's nothing wrong with putting pressure on yourself and expectation on yourself to perform better. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe it will drive you creatively. But in terms of what other people have got to think, that's something you got to just put out of your head. Because you've got to deal with the vision that you've got for the game. The Elder Scrolls 6 is undoubtedly going to be an amazing game, but it's going to be compared with all the previous games that Bethesda have made. Just as I said in my video as well, just like every Bethesda game is, just like Starfield was to every other Bethesda game, just like Fallout 4 was to Fallout 3, just like Skyrim was to Oblivion and Oblivion to Morrowind. This is natural. Just like every studio's games are going to be compared to their previous products. That's natural. There's nothing new here. There's nothing that Bruce is saying that is not known by everybody. And it's just a normal, natural reaction. Their expectations are going to be almost impossible to meet. You shouldn't be worried about that. You should be worried about what the game is about. He says of the game's fans, adding that marketing departments just put their head in their hands and just weep. So what? No, she's quoting Bruce from the interview, Luigi. She's quoting Bruce from the interview. These quotation marks are Bruce talking in the interview. Who cares? Marketing departments are too busy asking for consultancy firms like Sweet Baby Stink to be brought into their companies. So who gives a shit what the marketing departments? They've got a job to do. They get paid to do a job. So who cares? Focus on the game. Don't focus about factors that you can't in any way, shape, or form affect. All you can do is focus on your game and make it the best that you possibly can. You can't change how Barry in Basingstoke feels about the next game. You can't affect that. Nesmith touched upon how games scoring less than 95 on Metacritic are deemed as a failure. Nobody cares about Metacritic. Neither should companies. Which I think we can all agree is a nonsensical notion. Yes, Kate, I can see you and go, correct! On the road that you're traveling on. Yes, it's nonsensical. Yes. We need look no further than Reddit to already see those expectations in action. Some are... Oh, let's just stop that for a second. Close that. Some are tempered as long as it is like Skyrim, but a little more. I'm happy, wrote Suzualot. I mean, Suzualot's not wrong. He's not wrong there. I don't think a lot of people are expecting, Jesus in a video game. I think people are expectations for the Elder Scrolls 6. Well, okay, let's remove current day gaming, current day Western gaming company, right? If we were just looking at it objectively, after Skyrim came out and they said, what do you hope for the Elder Scrolls 6? You've just finished playing Skyrim in 2011. What do you hope for the Elder Scrolls 6? I think most people's answers then and most people's answers now would be pretty much the same. A bit of an evolution of this, maybe a bigger world, better graphics, better this, better AI, more customizable choices. So essentially what they've got there, but just a little, more. Larger world. More to explore. More customization with characters. More customization with armor, weaponry, magic. So just what... I think that is legitimately the vast majority of people's expectations with the Elder Scrolls 6. Don't wait 10 plus years between installments of a franchise, and people might not have such high expectations of you. Bethesda said, different set, 7022. Fucking spot on. Morrowind came out in 2002. Oblivion came out in 2000 and... was it 8? And Skyrim came out in 2011. So that there were 3 Elder Scroll games in 2006. Okay, so Morrowind came out in 2002, Oblivion in 2006, and Skyrim in 2011. That's 3 Elder Scroll games in 9 years. Now, obviously, there is the development time of Morrowind, but yeah, it came out 11. But in the space of 9 years, we got 3 Elder Scrolls games. In the space of 9 years. There has been 13 years between Skyrim and today. 13 years. So yes, the longer it takes for you to make, the more technology advances. The more technology advances, the more expectation people are going to have because of the existing technology. What is, I don't even know what this video is. I have great faith that the Elder Scrolls 6 will be great too, but I wouldn't be surprised if its launch is bogged down by the usual noise. Well, what's the usual noise? Wait, what? That's it? What's the usual noise, Kate? What's the usual noise? Now, if the game comes out and it's bug-ridden, like most Bethesda games tend to be, there's going to be noise about how buggy the game is. Bugs can be fixed in time, but it's still going to be people talking about it. If the game has a full insertion of current-day Californian shit, then yes, there's going to be noise, Kate, because it's going to be divisive as fuck. So what is the usual noise? Because I distinctly remember when Skyrim came out, for all the bugs that it did have, that it came out and people fucking loved it. It came out to monumental praise. So what is the usual noise? Is the usual noise because Bethesda got rid of male and female and replaced it with body type 1 and body type 2? Because the fucking gender ideologists, you know, they demand it. Like they demand everything. From changes to respect. And guess what? They get the changes, but they certainly don't get no respect. So what's the usual noise? Weak. Kate. Weak. So what's this? What's this?
Rise of the Ronin has well and truly succeeded in piquing my interest, even if I do have a few concerns whilst I'm enraptured in its clutches.
Okay, so that's got nothing to do with shit. Gotcha. Okay, nothing to do with that. So the title, The Elder Scrolls 6 latest tease leaves fans feeling dejected, is the former game designer for Skyrim saying that fans aren't going to get what they want. It's so bizarre. It's so... Do you know, it feels so... This is why I did my video. Is Bethesda feeling the walls closing in? Because that's what it feels like to me. It kind of feels like they either don't have the drive, they don't have well, I tell you what, they either don't have the drive or they don't have the fucking talent anymore. Because Bruce, by the way, is no longer at Bethesda. He left Bethesda in 2021. Todd Howard's just been bullshitting people for fucking years now. He's never going to live down that 16 times the detail, it just works crap. That's it. That's Todd's legacy now. Is you want Todd, you want somebody to bullshit? Todd will bullshit you. He'll come on and gaslight you. But that was just such a weird interview. Is The Elder Scrolls 6 going to be a great game? He said, yeah, I think it's going to be a great game. I don't think it's going to live up to the expectations of the audience. That's such a weird thing to say. Because you can never control what people say. You can never control what people think. And if the game is a great game, then the vast majority of people that play it are going to say this is a great game. So it kind of feels like such a defeatist attitude. And if that's the attitude that Bruce is getting from people internally in Bethesda, then that says more about the mindset of Bethesda than it does the audience. It kind of feels like Bethesda are in a defeatist attitude. But when you put out Fallout 70 shit, and it was absolutely subpar, beyond subpar, when it came out. Fuck it. I mean, hold on. Let me find this. Whew. Let me find this. This is crazy. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me get it right. What we got here? Share screen. Little old me. Little old me here on a video that I did 5 years ago. 5 years ago. 9th of November 2018 is when this video came out. Fallout 76. Do not buy this game. A lot of like. Some people not happy with it. Most of that, by the way, was at the time because people were like, Fallout games are great. What you talking about, you silly man? And then now look at the game when it actually released and people got to play it. Because this is when I tested it in beta testing. 450,000 views on that. Because the game was a fucking disaster. An absolute disaster. Unfinished trash. This was one of these points in time where once upon a time they would... We had a little chit chat about this yesterday on stream. Once upon a time, game companies hired beta testers, alpha testers. You know, they had their own internals. Nowadays, they just put it on Steam and charge people to do it for them. So nowadays, you pay them to alpha test and beta test. It got flipped around. It got turned around. You're now paying them to do their fucking job. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But that's where we are. That's where we are. Okay, let's catch up with the supers. From where we left off. Where did we get to on that? We got to William Barr. So, Astro Zombie with a $5 says, "Hey, Az, dealing with the aftermath of the hurricane here in Florida. Just want to say how much your streams help us relax, escape at times like this. Hell, yeah, everybody in Florida, all my Florida brethren, including Jeremy, a homosexual male. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all safe and doing well." Scotty has been a member for 19 months. Thank you, Scotty. Olive2112 with the £10 says, people are starting to wake up and see these evil far leftists for what they are. We must keep calling them out and supporting what we want. We must keep fighting the culture war and hold the line. It's normies. It's normies who are waking up now. I mean, obviously there are, you know, when you're so heavily involved in different franchises and hobbies, it's been very quick for us to realize what's going on, and we've been very vocal about it. Particularly, you know, when we're on YouTube and we're making videos or we're streaming or whatever, and we get called all kinds of names under the sun. Well, it's so funny that people who have been calling us all kinds of names under the sun are finally going, shit, they were right. They were right. But do you think we're going to get any apologies? Of course not. They were right, but they're still racist or something. I don't know. Maybe. Kind of like that mentality. But yeah, normies are waking up because the stuff which is coming out is garbage. The video games have been garbage. You know, these big touted video games, or just these woke video games which have been coming out. Now, you can make your woke video games. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. In actual fact, I encourage it. It's a good time. But if you're expecting it to hit a mainstream audience, welcome to what your fucking percentage truly represents. That's the problem that they have. You could make this shit, but it doesn't mean that it's going to hit a mainstream audience. To hit a mainstream audience, it's got to be something special, something which everybody can relate to. But do you know what people don't want? Some fucking Karen screaming how they should be thinking. This is how you should be thinking, as opposed to posing the questions. What if? What if you were posed with this scenario? How would you react? What decision would you make? You know, allow the audience to make their own decision. Allow the audience to kind of go through maybe both sides of this story, and then, you know, make whatever choice they want to make. But now they're just telling us, you know, white man bad, this person good. High melanin level equals stunning and brave. Women better than men. It's just, and it's all horseshit. It's all horseshit. Because men and women work in unison. Women have strengths that men don't possess, and men have strengths that women don't possess. Because the two biological sexes, the two genders are different. They're not the same. We don't have the same builds. We don't have the same emotional makeups. We're very different, but we work well together. Women bring things to the table that men can't. Men bring things to the table that women can't. Aaron Redacted with a $20 says, Az can't follow Kate down the path she's chosen. No. I can't follow Kate down that road. Kate decided to create her own road. And Bones270 with a $5 says, with everything being online these days, you would think they would update the game and make it better. I mean, depends what you're referring to, but if you're talking about things like the creation engine, then, dude, the creation engine is people have been complaining about the creation engine for, well, people were complaining about the creation engine during Skyrim's development, saying that it probably wasn't up to the task for Skyrim. Now, obviously, if you play Skyrim today, you can see the limitations of that. But when it was announced that Starfield would be using the creation engine, people People were not happy, and rightfully so. But people have been complaining about the creation engine for at least 15 years. At least. And here we are today talking about another patch job on the creation engine to... Dawnbreaker with the $5 says, where's fun in Starfield? Oh, that's the, that is the good question. That is the good question. Because I played, 27 hours of Starfield. I played 27 hours or so of Starfield. Hold on. I can actually look what my playtime is. Let me just bring up my my Starfield, which is uninstalled. Last played Starfield, September 4th, 2023. Time played, 27.5 hours. I played 27 and a half hours of Starfield. I think I had about a couple of hours of okay content in there. A little bit of fun that I might have found myself. And yeah, where's the fun? It was tedious. If I'd played 27 and a half hours of Starfield, if I'd played 27 and a half hours of Skyrim or a Fallout game or Oblivion or Morrowind, I would have had so much fun within those 27 and a half hours. So yeah, where is the fun? I found it empty. I found it vacuous. Soulless. To me, the game was soulless. Where I didn't see it, perhaps it was hiding. Perhaps it was hiding in one of those copy-pasted caves. Ruler of all cheese with the $10 says, don't agree with Kate, but in a defense, there are some cool things in Starfield. That's why it's so disappointing. Example, you can throw mines like frisbees in 0G and they work like proximity grenades. And a ruler of all cheese with the $5 says, but yeah, never playing Starfield again, but I've played every Fallout and Elder Scrolls multiple times. Yeah, I mean, I played Skyrim multiple times. I played Fallout 3 multiple times. I've tried a couple of times with Fallout 4. I've never finished Fallout 4. Another settlement is under attack. Drove me insane. It drove me insane. Things like Fallout should never have repeatable nonsense quests. Never. Mr. Hardcore Mode with a $2 says, honestly, who cares about the DLC to Starfield? I tell you what would be interesting, though. What would be interesting is to see the player count when they release the DLC. It'd be interesting to see how much the player count goes up by, to see how many people come back to give it a go, and what happens to that player count over, let's say, the period of, I'm just going to say 2 months. Maybe even say 1 month. But just let's say 2 months. What would happen to that player count over the course of that? Because right now, more people are playing Fallout 4 than they are Starfield. Right now, more people are playing Skyrim than they are Starfield. You can just look at the live player counts on the Steam right now, and you can see that. And they're playing it by thousands more. Thousands more people are playing Fallout 4 than Starfield. Thousands of people are playing, nearly 3 times as many people are playing Skyrim than Starfield. So it's going to be interesting to see that leap of players coming back because of, and then see what happens. Do they maintain it, or does it drop as easily as it arrived? Daniel Edmonds with a $2 says Skyrim is the only 9-time remaster. Yeah. Yeah, they've released Skyrim. I mean, Skyrim's got 60 million sales, but they have released it 9 times, you know, however many times they've released it, the iterations they've released it. Yeah, after the Fallout show, yeah, people came out to play Fallout. Also, Fallout London is one of the reasons why the Fallout 4 count is higher. It's because of Fallout London's release. Because Fallout London is actually bigger than Fallout 4. Bigger in terms of size, quest, scope, the whole lot. So Fallout London, which you need to have Fallout 4 to play, that's what's peaking the Fallout 4 numbers. But it also shows that more people are interested in playing Fallout London than they are playing Starfield. Which shouldn't be the case. Theoretically, shouldn't be the case. But there again, people are still playing Skyrim now. Why? I would again argue mostly because of the mods that they can add to their game now, which are giving it so much more in terms of not just aesthetic changes, but combat changes, additional contents, all these kind of things. So modders is the reason why so many people are still playing Skyrim. The template is an awesome template. Awesome template with what came out in 2011. And modders have just made it next level. Bones270 with a $5 says, with everything being online these days, would you think you'd think? Oh, yeah, sorry. I just went back to them. Turbotech has become a YouTube member. Turbotech, thank you. D Breezy with a $10 is for the demonetization. Did you listen to the original writer of the Kenobi movie / show that Star Wars Theory had on? I thought it sounded pretty good. Hell, a lot better than what they did. I didn't. I got no interest in Star Wars. I got none. D Breezy. Disney have made me not give a fuck about Star Wars anymore. In actual fact, because my storage unit's so full and I need to start liquidating stuff simply for space reasons, never mind anything else. The first shit which is going is my Star Wars shit. That's a franchise that the stuff to get rid of, I'm more than happy with. I'll keep like my Kenobi and the OG Star Wars, but in terms of anything else, even from the prequels onwards, it can go. It can just go. Oh, and by the way, last week the show got demonetized after the stream. I fought the demonetization and we won. It got remonetized. Yeah, boy. War Machine gifting 5 memberships to the stream. War Machine 300. Thank you. Thank you. Arim with a 20,000 ADRs says, which has a better chance, Diddy or MU on... Okay. Gookium with a £5 says Skyrim was a mediocre / okay game. I disagree. I disagree wholeheartedly with that. Bethesda's Golden Boy status at the time was what gave it its popularity. Its reputation gave it the benefit of the doubt, not its popularity. That's what I would say. The game used to brick people's consoles. I thought that was Oblivion. I thought it was Oblivion that bricked a couple of consoles. Maybe Skyrim bricked a couple of consoles. But no, I wouldn't agree with that personally. I would say that Skyrim was an excellent game. Bethesda's reputation was riding high for sure, which gave it more credibility for people to purchase. Did it used to brick consoles? I can't remember Skyrim bricking consoles. can't remember at bricking consoles. I think Oblivion bricked a couple of Xbox 360s, but I can't remember Skyrim doing it. It did have a memory leak. Maybe. Seth Rich with the 5 Canadian says the dwarves in Tamriel were very technologically advanced. Hopefully, they left some cool wheelchair tech. Fingers crossed. Hey, sauces, have a great day at the. You're at a horror convention. Have a great day at the horror convention. Don't get too scary. Zim the Despot with a $10 says, I grew up on Skyrim, but when I discovered Morrowind with the mod projects Tamriel Rebuilt and Project Tamriel, I was blown away, especially Skyrim Home of the Nords. Makes the Skyrim we got bare bones. Ooh. Yeah, I'm looking into the mod. I might not be able to actually do modded Skyrim tomorrow because I need to do a proper look into the mods. Morgan Crypt in New Mexico. We'll do our best. Morgan Crypt. Okay, have fun. Because I want to get the right mod. So maybe it's going to be too soon to do the modded playthrough of Skyrim, but maybe we put it on a thing to do for October or even November. Yeah. Yes. Hangry is angry with a $50. Boobies. In an earlier video last year, Todd Howard said they are building a brand new creation engine. It will still be a buggy mess. My main concern is the writing. Well, yeah, building a brand new creation engine, aka patching the last one. My main concern is the writing. Starfield's writing seemed like it had 2 writing staffs. One that can write okay and one that is woke. Well, this is an important element. If you want to fuck around with these sorts of stories, then you are going down a divisive road. Now, there's nothing wrong. You can tell stories about racism. You can tell stories about unacceptance. You can tell stories like this, but if you just do them so blatant and obvious that a lot of writers tend to do, particularly when it comes to like TV shows now, then you're just going to drive people away. These are themes that can be explored through entertainment, and you've got to have clever writers to place these themes within the entertainment. Once upon a time, Star Trek would do this very well indeed. Doctor Who would do this very well indeed. But now the subtlety's gone, and it's just blatant. So it doesn't come across. It doesn't seem to strike your empathetic nerves. It just seems to strike your nerves and get on your nerves, because the entertainment has now been replaced with preaching. And there's nothing people hate worse than being preached to, particularly by a bunch of Hollywood elitists that are scumbags anyway, at the best of times. So it's how you do these themes. Well, it is, yeah, it feels forced because it is forced. But you know, there was a just a very small quest in The Witcher 3 where a huntsman lived out in the woods, and the reason why he lived out in the woods is because he was gay, and he was shunned, and so he lived out in the wilderness on his own because it wasn't accepted. It wasn't, which would be how something like that would exist. He would either be ostracized or, you know, potentially even killed. But he explains to Geralt, while they're tracking, he explains to Geralt why he's out. And he doesn't just, you know, willy-nilly. The conversation kind of leads down that way. And Geralt, Geralt can respond however he chooses fit, as he should be able to. And one of the ones that you can say is, well, people view me as a monster as well. Because people do view The Witcher as something different, something unnatural. So, but it wasn't heavy-handed, and it was just a little subtle thing, and that was it. Gone. There's also a little quest kind of like that in Ghost of Tsushima. There's nothing wrong. I don't think there's particularly anything wrong with having subtle, little subtle ones. But it can't be the norm. It has to be the exception by far. And it's got to carry the same sort of consequences or potential consequences of how it would be perceived in that world. That's why a lot of woke stuff comes across as so fucking stupid now. Like top surgery scars in Dragon Age Veilguard is the most pathetic thing I could possibly fucking imagine. Never mind the real world ramifications of the mutilation of people and the fact that it doesn't affect in any way, shape, or form the self-deletion rate within that group of people. So when you start to pander to that nonsense, you're helping nobody. And it comes across as disgusting and disingenuous and corporate approved mutilation. MJ UK 84 with a £5 says, make a solid quality product and people will buy it. Correct. Happily, instead, their backing failure or baking failure. Yeah, they're baking failure into the product as a feature. Correct. That's not good business. Yeah. Because particularly when it comes to divisive politics, you hire ideologues, you get divisive politics in your game alienates audiences, your game doesn't perform as it should. It's fucking basic maths. Basic maths, but they don't seem to understand. EO with a 5 Swiss says, well, they do understand, but they think they're right. It's the people should be thinking this way mentality, which is such a dangerous mentality to have. EO with a 5 Swiss says, many studios from the PlayStation 2/Xbox 360 era are ships of Theseus using parts from Wish, particularly if they've gone through acquisitions. Well, remember, Bethesda is now owned by Microsoft. And Microsoft want exclusives, and Starfield was a PC and Xbox exclusive. It's not on the PlayStation 5. So that in itself also curtailed a lot of the sales. Expect the Elder Scrolls 6 to potentially be an Xbox/PC exclusive. Wouldn't put it past Microsoft to do that. I think it will eventually come out on the PlayStation 5. We know that they've sent dev kits, PlayStation 5 dev kits for Starfield. They did that a long time ago. They did that like 6-8 months ago. So I think it's inevitable that it will eventually come out on the PlayStation 5, but will it matter by then? How much effect will it have on sales? Starfield didn't sell particularly well. It only sold 3 million units in its first month. Now you might say, well, that's not bad. Wukong sold 10 million units in 3 days. And who are those developers comparative to Bethesda in terms of notoriety here in the West? And also on top of that, Starfield lost 97% of its player base within the first 3 or 6 months. I think first 6 months. Lost 97% of its player base. So it's not selling well. it's not sold well at all. Zodlander with a 50 Swedish says Dragon Age 3 looks generic and full of cutscenes. Even without surgical scars, I won't play it. Looks more railroaded in its story than Dragon Age 1 and 2. Well, the thing is, the dialogue is abysmal. The dialogues that we've shown, the dialogue that's been shown off, is it first 4 months? I don't know. The dialogues that were shown off in the videos that IGN put out were awful. Awful. So the dialogue comes across as absolutely awful. Oh, Dragon Age 4. Yeah. Well, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, Dragon Age 4. Yeah, because Dragon Age Inquisition is Dragon Age 3. So this is Veilguard's technically Dragon Age 4. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, the dialogue sounded abysmal. It looks like a Critical Role role-playing game. It's not dark fantasy aesthetics. The combat looks clunky as fuck. We've seen the character creation screen. You can have surgical scars, but you can't have breasts. You can have non-binary pronouns, but you can't have an ass. I think it's going to be an unmitigated disaster. So I'm going to be there on day one for us to have a look. I'll play it so you don't have to. And I'm going to make the most hideous looking character possibly imaginable. Pizza the Hut with a $20 says, was never a YouTube user. I found you guys by Googling, why does Fallout 76 suck? Hey, Lady Erin, how you doing? Good stuff. Thank you, man. Thank you, Pizza the Hut. Daniel Edmonds with a $2 says, Asmund made more money from Concord than Sony. Well, I mean, I have. And I've only done one Concord video. And I've made more money off Concord than Sony. Because it lost $400+ million. So where's my Concord video? Where's my Concord video? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Concord video, 4th of September, 96,500 views. Let's have a look at the analytics. It made a couple of £100 tops. That one, not much in terms of the video. And that made more money than Sony did from Concord by a country mile. So yeah, anybody that focused their content on doing a few videos about Concord or maybe even playing it, you're making way more money than Sony would. I do have a physical copy of Concord right there. I do have a physical sealed copy of Concord. I have talked about Concord in this stream, though, so maybe I'd add a little bit extra on top of that. Zorant00 with a $10 says, Skyrim and Fallout 4 have only survived thanks to modders' efforts. Well, certainly extended via vast majority thanks to modders, yeah. Speaking of, have you tried Fallout London? These guys put in more effort than Bethesda does themselves. Hope everyone's day is good. I've done one stream so far. Boobies. And I will be playing more of it. If you want to catch my Fallout London stream, go to my gaming channel, HVB Gaming, and the playthroughs on there. Because as you know, when I stream video games here, they get unlisted and then they get moved across to the gaming channel. James Hannafin with a $5 says, what are your thoughts on the Neil Gaiman sexual abuse allegations? I'm guessing no more Sandman on Netflix after season 2. They axed Dead Boy Detective. I've said this before on Real BBC and stuff. Everybody who I know within the industry that has spoken about Neil has not spoken about Neil in a positive light. To his face, maybe that they're polite, etc. But as a person, they don't particularly like him. These allegations have been around for a long time. You got to be very careful with them because it sounds like Neil likes his ladies, and he's a good manipulator when it comes to getting the ladies in his sheets. Does that mean he's a rapist? No, not at all. Not at all. There's a big difference between consensual and non-consensual. Even the people who said they don't particularly like him, none of them in any way believe that any of this is not consensual. They know him more as a player. Like I said, a player / manipulator. He's a very good manipulator of women, but everything seems to be consensual and certainly legal of age. But these are the targets. This is what happens when you start fucking around. I mean, he comes across as one of the most insincere people in terms of he's a very good virtue signaler and he's a very good projector of you know what needs to be put as a facade while being a little naughty boy behind the scenes. So this is just all that I've heard. Don't take it as statements of fact. Does it surprise me? No. Do I think that he's abusive in terms of women? Probably not. Do I think he's potentially a player with a good manipulation tactic, particularly with the influence that he has? Yes. Yeah, I mean, him and his wife are in an open relationship. I'm not sure if they've divorced now or they're still together. But yeah, he was married to the singer of the Dresden Dolls, who's batshit crazy, and they've been in an open relationship. And by that, you know, people are fully aware that they've been in an open relationship. So I just think it's one of these it's one of these unfortunate things that happen, that when you fuck around like this and your time comes, when it comes to your usefulness. But if you notice, there's a lot of people who are very quiet about this, people who have been very vocal when it comes to other people. So they know Neil's worth because Neil did have the inroad into Netflix. So they know his worth. And that's why they're being quiet. I mean, open relationship. I mean, I can't think of anything more retarded than having an open relationship. If you have an open relationship, why the fuck are you married in the first place? It makes a mockery of your marriage. If you want to fuck around and sleep with women, that's your prerogative to do. But when you get in a marriage and have an open fucking marriage, then that's just fucking retarded. Never ends well. It's never gonna fucking end well. So, yeah. Yeah, I think it was his time to be targeted. Do I think he's fucked around a lot? Yeah. Do I think he's probably talked a lot of women into bed? Probably. Do I think any of it is non-consensual? I doubt. I personally believe that it's most likely all consensual. Particularly when these allegation comes out years and years later. And if you read some of the stuff. But for all intents and purposes, the guy's a bellend and he fucked Doctor Who. So good luck, have fun. When you play these stupid fucking games, you win these stupid fucking prizes. That's the problem. That's the problem. Daniel Edmonds with a $2 says, if modders fix your game for free, why bust balls? Well, that shouldn't be the attitude that you have, though, Daniel. That's just the point. That's not the point. The point is, sure, modders can take your game and make it better, but that should inspire you to be better with your next efforts. That's what it should do. But yeah. Roller Coaster has been a member for 23. I have 3,173 hours in Skyrim, and I only finished it once. Wow. Wow. Run! It's Godzilla with a $10. Says $10 for whatever you want it for, you thin, beautiful witch. I'm a fat wizard. Thank you. I'm a fat wizard. Thank you. But I am. I got a shit. I got a shitload to get rid of still. I got a long way to go, which is one of the reasons why I'm probably not going to be at MegaCon, because I've got to sort my shit out. This year has not gone the way that I've wanted it to go, and it's my fault. It's only my fault. So I gotta find it with me, inside of me, to get on with a huge effort, man. But I've let myself down this year. I should have been way more advanced. Oh, Chris, since you're in the chat, if you're still here, you might have buggered off. But we're talking about you last night on stream, and have you what would you think to the idea of Film Threat doing a stream, having a panel on, and you discuss whether or not you believe that Total Recall is a dream or is it a reality? And see, do you reckon there's a potential debate to be had there? The people who think Total Recall is all a dream, or the people who think Total Recall is real? It all actually did happen. I don't know what you think about that, but I think it's something that Film Threat could do. Could be a bit of fun. Just saying. Thank you, Ron Godzilla. Ron Godzilla, I'm gonna put it into the book. I'm actually gonna put it into the book. It's in the book. Now, chat, I don't think we're gonna have time to go through the CD Projekt Red thing. So I think the CD Projekt Red thing is gonna be a video tomorrow then. I think it's gonna be a video tomorrow then. So we'll do the CD Projekt thing tomorrow. I don't think Chris is gone. I think he's gone. I missed him. Missed my opportunity. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure of the $5 says, whenever Az yells on camera, a lazy comic book artist smashes his headphones. So I heard. Shout out to the Silverback. Let's do that on stream. We could do it on Versus. Yeah, there you go. There it is. Yeah, I don't know. I think it could be a fun idea. Jack 2882 with the $5 says, for the house, good sir. It's going in the book. Hey, Az, I think depending on how strict you are as a G1 purist, the new Transformers 1 movie might not do it for you. I loved it myself. Well, I'm gonna when it comes out here, I'm gonna give it a go. Like I said, I think the trailers look trash. The dialogue was trash. The buddy shit looked trash. But some people who like, big G1 fans say that they like it. But some who are big G1 fans say it's awful. So I think the only way that I can personally resolve this is to give it a go. Myself. And I'll tell you what I think. Lottie Escher with a $20 says, I just wanted to thank you for all the videos you've made lately, other than streams. I love your content. Please keep doing more. Yes, I definitely upped the video production this month. Normally, you get about 2 videos a month and a lot of streams. This month, how many videos did we do this month? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 videos. Admittedly, one of them was 1 minute 12 seconds. No, it wasn't. One of them was 37 seconds. Oh, that was 1 second away from being 38. Admittedly, one was 37 seconds, but that 11 videos this month. And there's still a day to go, Larry. So I plan to put out a video tomorrow. This CD Projekt Red video tomorrow. And I'll be working on a list of these mods for Skyrim, but we will be doing a modded playthrough of Skyrim. Hey, 11 videos for me is crazy. I mean, Ryan does 11 videos in a day, but you know, I just do videos on what I want to do videos on, the stuff that I'm interested in talking about, you know. Thoughts on fitness with Nige with a £2 says, as thank you for the Space 1999 stream. No, thank you for coming. That was a lot of fun. Got a lot of great feedback from people. They liked, they really enjoyed that. Just nerding out, talking about some shit that we like. Robert really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Let's see if we can do something similar in the future. In the near future, let's see if we can do something similar with a different. I'd like to have a good discussion about Captain Scarlet. Do we have any big Captain Scarlet fans in our circles? I'd like to do a Captain Scarlet one. Gwen River has been a member for 36 months and says, ironically, DEI says that women aren't good enough. Think of the effect on young females when these people say they will never amount to anything because females aren't good enough. Well, it's intersectionality. It's intersectionality all works off victim culture. Black people are being put down. Women are being put down. Gay people put down. Marginalized people put down. And minorities put down. It all works off victim culture. And of course, it's all the white man's fault. So everything, it's not just women, everything in DEI says that you're a victim. And when you start implanting victim culture in people's minds, this is what you get. You get the mind rot. You get the mind rot because then they begin to believe that they're a victim, even though they speak from positions of power. And so it gets rid of their whole argument about, well, white people are on top because they possess all the power. Well, no, you are the ones preaching. You are the ones in power doing the preaching. But a lot of it is hypocrisy. It's all hypocrisy. Doesn't stop people from being great. Didn't stop fucking Eric July from starting his own company and making fucking millions of dollars. And also, it always revolves around having the same politics as them as well. Ruler of Cheese with a $10 says, I 100% agree why people love Skyrim, but it did regress from Oblivion in a few ways. Oblivion had better guilds, with each city having a local chapter. Skyrim just has the Companions Guild in Whiterun. Got the Mages Guild. You got the Mages Guild as well. You got the Thieves Guild. But I get what you're saying. It was nice to have the Fighters Guild in different cities and stuff. But I get wanting to do something, trying to make it, differentiate it from Oblivion. But I think guilds are very important to extending contents. And stories. You get some good stories. The Dark Brotherhood, yeah. Ruler of all cheese with a $5 says, and Morrowind had the best vertical design with Levitate until maybe Fallout 4's vertical skyscrapers with a jetpack. Levitate was my most used spell in Morrowind. I was fucking zapping all over. I was not in combat with it. I was zapping all over the place, that Levitate, man. I was gutted when they took that out. But, I get it. Dawn Break with the $5 says, I recommend the unofficial Skyrim patch, amazing follower tweaks, and alternative star. All three are fantastic mods for Skyrim. Yeah, I need to make a big list. I want this to be a pimped up but really good, but also realistic. When I say realistic, you know what I mean. There's not going to be any Randy Savage dragons and shit. I want it to be an immersive experience, but the best immersive experience I can get. WRC with a $5 says, hey, I saw you ask where Sweet Baby Inc. funding's coming from. Check Razorfist's recent, it's China funding at trillions. Ooh. I thought it was probably BlackRock, but I'll go check that video out. I'll definitely go check that video out. EO with a 5 Swiss says, look at the financials of Probably Monsters, the company Concord was acquired from. That game cost Sony way more than $400 million. Oh well. Oh yeah, we're gonna get some sexy mods. We're gonna get better looking characters. Big old titty. Is there a mod that's just called Big Old Titties? And that's just for the men. Rodgrod Med Flood, which is not how it's pronounced, I bet. With a 20 Danish says Concord, more like pulled cord. Ew. Boobies. Daniel Edmonds with a $5 says, as a European commentator, does going to jail for bad thoughts or naughty words scare you as? Even America's First Amendment is under fire. Does it scare me? I think the moment they actually start doing it en masse is the moment that people like Kurt Stammer find themselves in difficult situations. But when you're trying to censor speech, when you're trying to censor people from speaking, you're clearly defining who the fascist truly is. And we know where this road leads. This road doesn't lead to a good place. But unfortunately, where are the good people to stand up? Where are the good countries to stand up? Because the once upon a time good countries that stood up are now the countries that are espousing this ideology. But if lesbian Nana knocks on my door, I'll be sure to take a selfie with her while she's macing me in the face. So Lopez with a $5 says, as in the most recent Rings of Power, the dwarves do arrive. Elrond tells people to look north, but they looking east because the sun's right. No. Oh. The sea is always right. The sun is always right. Tommy from Power Rangers with a $5 says, the stats of an Olympic athlete, 6'3", 215 pounds, 2 attempts, and great at dodging projectiles. This is a man you can get behind. Hashtag 199. Right, chat. That catches us up to date. And it looks like we'll be doing the... we'll do the CD Projekt Red in a video tomorrow, which probably works out better so we don't cover ground that we've also done today. I'm going to be back in an hour's time with Sunday Fun Day, and we're going to be playing Phasmophobia. So massive thank you to everybody who came to watch today. Mods, thank you so much indeed for giving up your free time. Everybody who super chatted, membered, remembered, gifted memberships, thank you for supporting the channel. I'll see you guys and gals in an hour with Phasmophobia Sunday Funday. Until then, you take care. Goodbye, Balooble!